Greetings and salutations, viewers and listeners. Welcome to another episode of Game Break. I am Charles, coming to you today with our last episode of FarSky. This is a really fun game, and we're almost out of the ocean. Just gotta find a few more pieces to our sub without getting eaten by sharks and anything else that tries to nom on us. So let's see what there is left to this game, shall we? And commence. And wait for loading screen. Alright, we're back in our main base. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's see here. Garden's coming along. Nothing really worthwhile at the moment. So, we got 3 pieces left. How are we going to go about this? We need a plan. We need a strategy. We need stuff for our expeditions. Let's sort that out. What do we need to get going? What's it gonna take? And what do those damn lamps do? Alright, let's take our chances and just... This one, how close can we get? Now, I sped up the whole travels because it took me a little while. And I got distracted by shiny baubles and kelp. But keep getting a little closer. Slowing it down a bit because, hey, this part's actually very interesting. Because this is deeper than I've normally gone. This is new. And colorful. Alright, my max depth is 350. I'm only at 275. I should be safe. And I still have over half of my oxygen, so not too much to worry about there. Not quite sure what the blue things are, but Kraken! Yeah, that's right. You swim away. Alright. If it's on this level, it's right there. Next to, are those jellyfishes? Those aren't attacking me. We're good. We're safe. We're golden. 7 out of 9 pieces found. That wasn't nearly as hard as I expected. Although I am kind of hungry. Alright, making my way back after having grabbed the 7th piece. And keep having to remember that I have this thing because I need to speed up because I'm almost out of air. Because that was a little farther away than I expected. But we make it back safe and sound. Now to figure out what to do about the other 2. Alright, hey! My garden's good to go. Let's take care of this while we're here. So many potatoes. You know, it's kind of a shame that at the very beginning of this playthrough, we died staring at these damn potatoes, waiting for them to be harvestable so I could eat even just a raw potato, so that I wouldn't have to die from starvation. Of all the things in this sea that I was expecting to die from or be injured by, my own stomach was not one of them. But now, I think we're pretty safe. We have a pretty sustainable garden going down here. Don't quite understand how these magical boxes work to create that many potatoes that quickly with salt water and fertilizer made from, like, kelp. But I'm not going to question it beyond this because, hey, free potatoes. Nice. tasty sea potatoes. I wonder if they're full of sodium. That might get a little unhealthy. Alright. We have so many resources now, and so many energy spheres. Let's play around with these things, because I was talking to Will just off air, and he was thinking maybe these lights don't necessarily light up the area so much as prevent stuff like sharks and other cranky creatures from coming at me in the night, because that's when they generally attack me, unless I'm bleeding or happen to slice up a fish or something. So let's toss some of these out here, and then be really, really afraid, because shark. Is it gonna come after me? Is it gonna come after me? Am I safe? I think I'm safe. I don't think it's coming after me. It's probably too far away to really register that I'm there. So let's just continue on with our evening, shall we? Alright, it's kinda still nighttime. It's really hard to tell when the shift of nighttime to safe time is when you're 145 meters underwater. But I want to take my chances here, because we got things to do. Submarines to salvage and places to go. So let's have at it. Are we there yet? Shark! We buddies? We good? Okay. What is that 3? What is that 3 signifying? I don't understand what that 3 is for. What is that noise? That's a noise. Ah, that's a shark. Okay, okay. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's nearby. I can hear it. It is nearby. Up, 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 up. Okay. We're good. There it is. You missed. Alright. So, here's one of those abandoned bases that I was commenting on offhand at one point. The problem is, it's underwater, because there's a leak. There's actually several leaks. The trick is, where the hell are they? How do you find them? How do you signify a leak versus a not leak? Like, do I need to seal up certain bits and pieces? Like, what? How do I tell? Because I need to figure this out before I run out of air. How many floors are... Okay, so... keep going up, blah-de-blah. Okay, that stuff in the corner that looks like water coming down, that signifies a leak. Now, it took me a good while to figure that out. I mean, I had vague suspicions, but really wasn't quite sure. And then I realized, oh, hey, I'm running out of resources. Where are my resources? My resources are in my bot. But my bot is outside. I need my bot. Well, in the meantime, work with what I got. Alright, that's a leak. Okay. And, once this is all sorted, how do I tell this is working? How can I tell if the water recedes? Do I need to do the whole damn base? Because, if I need to do the whole damn base, this might take a little while. Because this place is a maze. Good lord. I mean, it's really cool that this is randomly generated. And now I'm getting paranoid. I keep rechecking and rechecking rooms. Like, what the hell did I miss? What do I need to do? What am I missing? Because, oxygen's getting a little low. But look, at least the top floor I have completely and successfully filled. So I can regen my oxygen. That's fantastic. Not quite sure how that magically works. but it recedes really slowly. Still at it. I'm not sure if I'm... Come on, come on, come on. So close, so close. There we go. We are now safe. I have managed to successfully fix this abandoned outpost, to the point where I can now use it as an extra base. So with that done, let's toss out some more of these lamps that may or may not protect me from cranky sea life. I mean, the only way to really test this is to just stand outside for an entire night while surrounded by these things and poke at sharks, see what they do. But I don't wanna. Sharks be scary. Even in this game where they're not exactly high definition in detail or anything, but still, I don't wanna. Alright, that done. Let's kill a jellyfish. Maybe have some carrots. There's still 2 more submarine pieces that I need to find. Are we going to be lucky enough that they're reachable with my current suit? Or do I need to really start grinding to get enough manganese so that I can do the next level suit? Well, surprise, surprise, the 8th piece is only about 300 meters deep. I still have a good 50 meters I could go. So that's 8 pieces down, 1 to go. But first, let's go back to the secondary base. Just, come on, up we go. Replenish our oxygen before we go hunting for some more. And, you know, maybe clear out our inventory a bit off screen. Now, we only got 1 more to go. Can we snag it? Or is there going to be 1 that we need the top level suit? And how do I get it? Because these ravines are a little disconcerting. And it's also kind of nighttime, so I'm a little worried. Jellyfish. Alright, alright. We're basically above it. All we gotta do is go down. So long as we can keep jumping up in case it is too far down, we'll be fine. What the hell are those? Oh, it's the deeper down little flora stuff. That's fine. Alright. Alright. We're good. We're still fine. We're good. Okay. This is about the deepest we've been, but we still have a margin for error. And there it is. And we magically put it together underwater and get attacked by jellyfishes. So many jellyfishes. Kill them all. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Hey, submarine. Is it really that easy? Can we use this? I think we can use this. What does this do for my oxygen, though? Okay, my oxygen is still going down. But this is basically like my little hand-powered propeller. But I'm encased. So I'm kind of safe from all the cranky sea creatures as well. And it kind of has infinite boost, so this is like the top tier propeller with security. This is fantastic. But I need to get back to the base before I run out of air. Because I don't want to run out of air. And I really wish I knew what those numbers were for. The 3, the 2, the 3, the 3. It keeps popping up. I don't know what that signifies. But hey, we did it. We found all 9 pieces of our submarine. No idea how they scattered that far or that deep. We managed to put it together underwater, and that looks like a pretty complicated piece of machinery, so no idea how we did that either. But hey, we accomplished the main objective for this game. So let's see what the weather's like up top, huh? What's it like up there? And cutscene. And now to wait for the boat and our rescue. We did it. And we can just now free roam. We can do whatever the hell we want. We've finished the objectives of the game, so it's basically just whatever we want to do now. So this is a great opportunity to just have some fun, especially now that we have this thing. Because that thing's fun. Now, some things that we wanted to try were, could we get to the top just without the submarine, with our propeller and just our little boost? And the answer to that is, we can use our propeller to get basically 30 meters away. And then we can use our boost to get 5 meters away. No matter what you do, I tried for a good 10 minutes. I couldn't hit the surface. I couldn't trigger the surface without the submarine. And then Will and I were also talking, like, we can just add more layers to the base. And I was thinking, how many levels can you go? Can you just keep on adding levels until you hit the surface? Because that would be hilarious. So, what if we did that? I mean, we need to put the resources together for it. But that's not that hard. That only requires a few bits of resources, and we have all the resources. So, let's see what happens if we try that. Of course, we gotta find the right resources. I kind of scattered them about, because the chest can only hold so much. But we've already hit the end game, so I don't really care too much about burning through the resources. So let's just create as many as we have resources for. 26 should be enough, I would think. Because, I mean, these are decently tall. But first, before I add more, can I do it just from where the base is now? How many levels would it take? Like, how close do I get just from here? Because that'll help me figure out, like, am I close? Am I not close? That's 30 meters. And with the boosts, I can just get 5 meters. But not enough. Now, it didn't hit me that I got the exact same reaction just from the ground level. So something's not quite right about the physics with that. But I didn't really think of that yet. The main focus was, well, can I do it just with what I got? But I realized something else. We hit a limit. You can only build so high. So they thought of that too, which, I mean, good on the developers for figuring out how players might try to break the game, or cheat the system, as it were. But an extra 3 levels high. Could you move? I'm doing science here. Thank you. an extra 3 levels. Will that be enough? Now we have a fully charged boost, and we have a whale in the way. Now, something that I didn't realize the programmers plugged in was, once you hit 30 meters from the surface, the little propeller does nothing. It does not help. So, and I still hit like 5 meters at the top. So I wanted to say hello to the whale. But effectively, you cannot cheat the system this way. And I mean, even if you set yourself up a base near the top of a ridge or anything, you're still going to be stopped at basically 5 meters from the surface. You need the submarine to get to the top, to hit the end game. So, that said, I thought I'd just roam around a bit, try and open up the map a bit more with this, because it's infinite boost in a safe enclosure. I just got to worry about my oxygen, so fair enough. But at this point, I'd like to talk about this game. The storyline does exist, but it is relatively minimal. I mean, it's very straightforward. An accident happens, your submarine is damaged, and you gotta repair it. Very straightforward storyline. And you have at least one radio contact on the surface that can help you out with tips and tutorials of what to expect. Although it's really more tips than tutorials, a lot of this game was trial and error. Like figuring out the farming techniques, what you needed to build certain things, where to find certain resources. That was all just trial and error and finding stuff out on your own. It's not explicitly stated. That's an eel. Jeez. Well, we know we're safe in here at least. But the storyline is pretty straightforward. And finding all 9 pieces, at least in this level, was comparatively easy. You don't need the manganese suit to effectively find all the pieces. It wouldn't hurt, at least for the helmet, so you have more oxygen time, but you don't need the base suit to go down farther to find them all. They're all above 350 meters, which for me, I appreciate, so that I didn't need to farm for an undetermined undetermined amount of time, just so that I could accomplish the end game. And we did in just 3 episodes, so not altogether, this was a nice, fun little game. And there are some mechanics in here that were really fun to play with, like the extractors. You can set the extractors to just keep on churning out materials. The materials eventually burn up, like any iron, or like the iron, the copper, the silver, all of those veins eventually dry up. And then it'll just start digging up rock or sand nearby. I appreciate that detail. So you can't just set one down and have an infinite resources. You do have to shift it every once in a while. There is a finite level of resources. And the enemies in the game are basically the sharks. And to a degree, the jellyfishes. I mean, sorry, I hit the wall. And that wall. The submarine can take it. All the duct tape. But the trickiest part was the sharks only attack at nighttime. Now, there are plenty of games out there that utilize that mechanic. Minecraft, Terraria, games like that. So that's normal, that's expected. Telling the night and day cycle, I couldn't figure out. I mean, yeah, right now it's day, that's easy enough, but the twilight hours, I couldn't figure those out for the life of me. I was taking a gamble half the time. Which, I wish there was a clearer way to tell night from day. I mean, that kind of adds to part of the realism. Like, if you're 150 meters underwater, the differentiation between night and day is probably going to be a little funky. Fair enough. But as a video game mechanic, I would have appreciated something a little more clear, at least for me. And the Krakens. The Krakens. I looked on the forums just to see ideas of how do I get certain things accomplished, like how do I make potatoes? Because that stumped me for a good while. I had to look that up. Shark. And I came across notes about Krakens and how they can damage your bases, and then they flood, and then you have to fix them and stuff like that. I was expecting something, admittedly, a little more intimidating than the Krakens that we've seen. Now, I am still under the presumption that those are Krakens and not just octopuses, because I did not fight them. I did not engage them. I did not want to. Because you only find them this far down, so if they are able to chase you all the way back to your base and then damage your base, I didn't want to bother with that. I will admit that right now. You're not going to see this on the video. But they look octopus size, when all the lore that I've heard about Krakens implies something of a somewhat larger scale. So that was, yeah, that is admittedly a little disconcerting, but not downright terrifying. Those are a manageable size, I feel like. Like, if I had my harpoon gun and my knife and all that, I feel like I could theoretically take one of those on. If they swarm me, that's another matter. But I didn't test it, didn't try, don't want to know. But it was nice that there are, theoretically, creatures that can damage your bases. So there are things that you do have to be worried and concerned about. And if you take, I think it was not the energy spheres, but the crystals and certain things, they'll attack you. Like, that aggroes them. I think it's around the blue areas, there's certain things that if you mine it, they go after you. I didn't really bother with that either because I didn't need those resources. One resource that frustrated me was the manganese. I don't know where to find it naturally. I kept finding it in strong boxes near the various boats and stuff, but the amount you need to create the suit is a lot compared to what I've been finding. So that was a little frustrating. And it's at the point where I'm not going to hunt for enough manganese to create the suit to go all the way down. If you can hit the end game without it, that's just a completionist level aspect of the game that I am admittedly not going to bother with. But being able to just free roam now in the comparative safety of the submarine is kind of cool, because you get to see all the stuff they put in. They put in a lot of detail for all the flora in this game. I mean, look at all the different styles of kelp and little blue squiggly things. I'm admittedly not sure what those are. At different depths, you get different stuff, so they show diversity. They have different ores, different colors, thankfully, different colors for the different ores, so you're not just guessing. And stuff like the silver and the gold is a different style than the copper or iron, so it's easier to differentiate. That was appreciated. There is a bit of funkiness with draw distance, as I'm sure you've seen, depending on how deep you are and just what you're up against. That's a little funky, but I mean, that is what it is. Overall, this really was a fun little game. I had fun playing this, and admittedly, there's not that much replay value in it for me, but I got a good 6-7 hours of gameplay out of this little thing, so I think that was worth it overall. And hopefully you all had fun watching me flail around underseas searching for magical submarine pieces and trying my best to avoid sharks. and krakens and everything else, and failing at getting into a base because the mechanics there are you have to hit the ladder. If you don't get the ladder, you don't get in. And then I fall out because, hey, all my oxygen is magically back. And that was FarSky. Thank you all for joining me. Hit that subscribe button, click that thumbs up, post your comments of what you thought of this video, and until next time, go be creative, go play some games, go have some fun.